Good day, everyone. I am the first reporter of the group. I am the first reporter of this course, and my report is about the history of art. So, first of all, let me introduce myself. I am Nishri Namatonding Barua, third year college, taking up Bachelor of Elementary Education. So, before with before anything else, let's have the art timeline because as we all know that art have gone through too many phases, stages, and ages before it become uh, become what it is today and the art that we are enjoying. So the first one is the Stone Age art to the Bronze Age art, then it become the Iron Age to the Dark Ages or the medieval era, then the Renaissance to post-Renaissance, the modern art, then to the contemporary art. So the first is the Stone Age art, which between 2.5 million to 3000 BCE. So let me give you a trivia first. So the pictures that I am about to show you is the earliest recorded art, and they are the Bimbetka petroglyphs, which were found at the Auditorium Cave in Bimbetka, Madhya Pradesh, India in 290,000 to 700,000 C, and it is said to be the world's oldest art. So that means that it rises to the argument between rises the argument that the older India art is older than the Egyptian art. And we also have here the rock art from Bimbetka also, which is from 7000 BCE. So as we can see, it is a figurine of animals and human working together, and I think it also symbolizes the kind of living that they have during this time. So now, what is Stone Age? So Stone Age illustrate early human creativity through small portable objects, cave painting, and early sculpture and architecture. So it is the first attempt of human. It is the first creativity attempt of human. So we have here the three epoch of Stone Age, the Paleolithic era between 30,000 BCE to 10,000 BCE, the Mesolithic from 10,000 BCE to 8,000 BCE, and the Neolithic from 8,000 BCE to 3,000 BCE. Now let's talk about the Paleolithic. It is used of basic stone tools and stone art using clay, bone, ivory, or stone, and consists of simple figurine depicting animals and humans. So in Paleolithic, gumagamit sila ng mga clay, bone, ivory to have stone tools or stone art. Now usually consists of figurine depicting animals and humans. So here's a sample. It's obviously made out of stone, and it is a figurine. So the shape is malapit siya sa shape ng mga tao. So the second epoch is the Mesolithic. This is portable art such as figurines, statues, beads, predominated with decorative figure workings, also seen to some utilitarian object. So nag-attempt na sila na magkaroon ng mga statues, beads dominated, tapos yung mga object na linalagyan ng mga decoration, and they also use art to form a utilitarian object. So it is during this time na nagkaroon ng bracelet, ng painted fables, ng decorative drawings, and functional objects. So here's a sample. As we can see, it is stone, tapos may naka-curve na figure ng isang babae. So the last epoch is the Neolithic. So from this period, there is evidence of early pottery as well as sculpture, architecture, and construction of megaliths, and the early rock art also appeared. So here, this one is an example of sculpture during Neolithic era or period. And this one, ito yung architecture during Neolithic, and ito yung tinatawag na megalith. So, also during this time, nagkaroon ng pottery and weaving, ng calligraphy, ng jewelry, and the architecture includes the megaliths, the Egyptian pyramids, and the passage tombs of Northern Europe. And also during this time na nagkaroon ng ceramic pottery. So now let's move on to Bronze Age art. It is between 3000 BCE to 1200 BCE. So the definition of bronze art is very simple. The Bronze Age is characterized by the use of copper and bronze. So ginagamit nila during this age of art is bronze and copper. And I have here some example. This one and this one. So the only thing they have in common is the material used. They are from bronze and copper. This one is, I read that it is made out of silver, which is still part of the bronze art. Now, let's move on to the Iron Age art from 1500 BC to 350 BC. And here, the artwork belong to Iron Age. The Brugger color from first century BCE. This one is the Dying Gold from 232 BCE, and this vase is the Vix Critter of 500 BCE. So during this period, people are making arts, tools, and weapon from iron and steel. So, yung Iron Age naman, ginagamit ng nila is iron and steel to have some arts, tools, and of course, their weapon. So, may mga stages of Iron Age art. The Mycenaean art, the ancient Greek art, the Celtic art, the Roman art, and the Roman art. So, yung Roman art, dito na nag-rise yung mga artwork in Roman, of course. And we also have here the Dark Age, which is also known as the medieval era. It is from 350 BC to 1000 to 1300 CE. So, during the medieval era, mostly entirely religious art and centered around Christian architecture, because it is during this time that most part of the world embrace Christianity. So, yung mga artwork na is usually is about Christianity. So, this artwork is a architecture, and this is called Hagia Sophia. So though we can see some Arabic calligraphy here, it is said to be a cathedral. So some say that this cathedral is not just a sign of religious but also a sign of unity between Christianity and Islam during this time in Istanbul, Turkey. So, may mga stages then of Dark Age era. The Byzantine art from 330 to 1450. The Irish Christian art from 600 to 110 CE. The Romanesque art from 775 to 1050. The Gothic art from 1150 to 1400. And this art is mostly mga architecture din. And now, let's move on to the Renaissance art. From Renaissance art happened during 1300 to 1620. So, Renaissance art said to be the astonishing revival of drawing, fine art, painting, sculpture, architecture, centered in Italy, and it means rebirth. So, that means gi-revive lang yung usually medieval, gi-revive lang siya, and naging sentro niya is yung Italy. Kaya tinawag siyang Renaissance because Renaissance means rebirth. And the famous artwork during Renaissance is the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci and the Dome of Florence Cathedral during 1377 to 1446. So we also have the post-Renaissance art, which between 1600 to 1850. So here, this one is what we call the Palace Versailles of France. So it is said to be one of the greatest example of royal palace architecture from Baroque era, and Baroque era happened to be part of the post-Renaissance. It is designed by at least three of the greatest architects in Europe. So I have read an article saying that post-Renaissance could not be post-Renaissance without mentioning this Palace Versailles of France. And we also have stages of post-Renaissance art, the Baroque art from 1600 to 1700, the Rococo art 1700 to 1789, the Neoclassical art flourished in 1790 to 1830, the Romanticism art movement flourished in 1970 to 18, then the realism, yes. And now we have the modern art, and modern art is between 1850 to 1970. So, mayroong din stages of modern art, the Impressionism, the Post-Impressionism, the Colorism, Favorism, the Expressionist arts, the Art Nouveau, the Art Deco, the Cubism, and Surrealism, and the abstract expressions. So all these arts, mostly they are very personal and very expressive. The modern art are personal and expressive. So we have here the example of modern art. Here the realism, as we can see, it's realism because this content of art is happening in real life. This expressionism, very expressive, and the early 20th century American art, which the rises of American skyscraper, and this art nouveau, it is a this is me saying that this is what art nouveau looks like. And now we have the contemporary art, which started in 1970 up to the present. And the definition of contemporary art, one of the definition of the contemporary art is it is an art made today by living artists. As such, it reflects the complex issues and shape our diverse, global, and rapidly changing world. So they say that contemporary art is hard to explain because there are many definitions, since contemporary art is very diverse because of the technology and the diverse culture and beliefs of artists today. So here's the example of contemporary art, and we will notice that it is very distinct from the artwork I have shown you earlier. So right, they are very different. So this one is Mickey Mouse with a head, human head at top, and this one is abstract, and this one is also a Mickey Mouse pero iba-iba yung material ng ginamit. So I think that will be all for my report. Thank you so much for listening.